What's up guys, Phoenix here. Now I'm not going to be making an April Fool's joke video because I find that sort of action to be completely asinine and completely unnecessary, to be completely honest with each and every one of you. If I'm going to fuck with you, I'm going to do so on my own terms. I do not need a day out of the year to specially say, ooh, I'm going to mess with you today. No, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. I'll mess with you whenever I want on my own terms and conditions. But rather, this video is actually a serious question and a serious topic that I'm actually really curious about because, I mean, I might be missing something. I'm not really sure. And that is, why is there a sudden resurgence in interest in Nekroz? Like, specifically within the last week. This interest is even going so far as being relevant in pricing. Like, a lot of the Nekroz cards have actually gone up a couple of dollars or so, like in the past week, and I don't quite understand it. Nekroz of Valkyris is a $30 card at lowest on TCG Player right now, and then when that $30 copy is gone, all the other ones are 40s. Brio is up to like 10 or 12, Trishul's up to 10 or 12. These cards were cheap, very cheap, specifically Valkyris, and for some reason Valkyris has basically over doubled in price since the last time I looked at it, when nothing has really changed in the format. If anything, the Nekroz deck has continued to get worse because of Damage Juggler being forbidden in the adjusted format. I don't quite understand, specifically because of the fact that the deck is very hindered. Yes, it is playable. It is a playable deck in the strict terms of you can activate cards, but ultimately the deck itself is nowhere near what it's going to need to be in order to compete. Even if it had Shrit legal, we have stuff in the format like Solemn Strike now. Like, I've actually rewinded a bit and played older format Nekroz decks, like specifically Clown Nekroz, against modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks. And you summon Trishula or you summon Valkyris and you get striked. You try to Valk in the battle phase, you get striked. Like, that's something new that we haven't had to deal with in the past. And this is all being compounded even more. It's a problem because of the fact that I was testing with Shrit and being able to make free investment, risk-free, low investment plays, whereas we don't have that anymore. The most we have is we have Exa, Great Sorcerer, and Dance Princess, and Vision goddamn Gishki. Like, this is all we have in terms of, like, good cards to actually use to facilitate ritual summons. And those aren't as good as Shrit, because Shrit got you your Searcher, which searched for your Searcher, which searched for your ritual spell, which thus just completed the cycle. Shrit made every single play risk-free. Well, not necessarily risk-free, but definitely very minimal on investment. Any cycle play that involved Shrit was an immediate one-for-one when you're getting a search for a card. So you could literally throw cards into back row with Shrit being legal because your cards could sequence themselves properly. That's not the case of what we have anymore. We do not have that luxury, specifically because Brio is 1 at 1 and 2 so much harder to access, and our only other fallback was the combo piece being Unicore, and that is also at 1, inhibiting the deck's ability to make rank 4s off of like Manju Kaleidoscope plays. Everything is just compounding itself as problems for this deck. I have no idea why people, specifically on DEVpro, are just flocking to this deck to play it. I understand this deck is very fun to play. The Blue Man group is really cool. I completely understand. I played the deck competitively for 9 months through all of its iterations, and some iterations that never caught on, like the original Nekroz hero deck that focused around making Dark Law with Maliciouses and summoning like one of your 3 Brionax, like all this cool stuff. I've played every iteration of Nekroz under the sun. I understand how fun the deck is. If I could go back to a format right now, I would go back to Nekroz format because the format was very fun to me. But a lot of the people that are playing this deck now are the same people that about 6 months ago were complaining about how broken and overpowered Nekroz were, when in all honesty it was the calm before the storm once we got into Pendulum and Cosmo era. Like, come on. Like, you cannot look at the game now as compared to when Nekroz was legal and even begin to think that it's like the same sort of thing. Matches weren't ending as quickly as they are now. That's just a pure, unadulterated fact. But still, the same people that are playing this deck now are the same people that I've seen that were in, like, the last year period just talking about how much they hated the deck. It's almost as if Shrit being banned and making the deck significantly worse just turned the deck into an underdog, and now everyone loves the underdog, whereas when it was the best deck, nobody wanted to play it because they didn't want to be lumped into that artificial, superficial, like mindset group of, oh, you're just a meta sheep, you're just a net decker, all that, which is honestly just a horrible mindset that actually prevents you from learning as a player, prevents you from growing as a player, prevents you from reaching your full potential, as well as just keeps the entire community down in general, but that's a topic for another day. The same people that didn't like playing against this deck or the idea of this deck this time last year are the same people that are trying to just play Nekroz and marathon Nekroz and trying to make a build that works as if like it's going to give them some sort of extra edge that they didn't have before in the game. I don't understand. I don't get it. I do not claim to understand anything about what goes through the community's mindset in terms of a general Yu-Gi-Oh player. I do not want to make that generalization at all, but it's extremely wishy-washy. I don't understand. I do not get it. These people were, a year ago, completely just destroying any like semblance of anyone playing Nekroz. They were just like, no, I'm not going to play this deck. I'm not a dick riding meta deck sheep, blah, blah, blah. Like, what? Insert X insult that the community tries to give someone for playing the best deck and increasing their chances as much as they can to do well in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, these are the same people that are now trying to make this deck work because they're like, oh, this deck's cool. Like, I don't understand. And this isn't even beginning to scratch the surface of, like, why are these card prices going up? That's the main thing I'm most concerned about. I don't care. I still own the deck. It's not like I'm just going to be, like, blindsided by the fact that these cards get crazy expensive and it's somehow the best deck again, which it honestly will not be without Shrit Legal. But, like, I don't understand why these card prices are going up because there's literally nothing that has changed between a week ago and now, and the card prices are going up. I've been playing on DEVpro a ton in rated and unranked. Like, and I'm just playing against a bunch of Nekroz people, and I don't understand why. Like, they're everywhere. It's different people. I don't get it. I don't understand what the whole hype is. I don't understand what the buzz is. I understand that this deck is very good in terms of its core functionality, but you do not have Shrit. You do not have your low investment plays. You do not have triple unicore. You do not have easy recycling. There's so many things that you do not have anymore, and even less now under the adjusted list, because at least in the adjusted list you had Brilliant Fusion sending Damage Juggler, getting you a potential way to plus off your Valkyries via Trick Clown. You had all of these different options available to you, and they've just been slowly stripped away one by one. These things are extremely just strange to me in terms of trying to think and quantify about them, because it makes no actual sense. There's absolutely no reason why this deck should be seeing more play, because the deck's only been getting consistently worse. It cannot keep up with the best decks of the format. If you want to argue that the best decks of the format are Draco Pals, Cosmos, and then PK Fire, like, this deck can't keep up with any of those. It cannot do it. It physically can't. Like, Cosmo is going to get under Valkyries the same way it's always done. The Draco Pal deck is just going to absolutely demolish you with Titanic Galaxy and counter traps and like all manner of nonsense that it just gets because it generates free cards faster than you do. And then the PK Fire deck is literally just going to Beatrice you out of the game on your main combo piece. Like, all of these different things are going to just factor in. And that deck has searchable Fiendish Chains. Like, as if Solemn Strike wasn't enough, that deck has a searchable Fiendish Chain in the form of Fogblade. Like, that's actually really good. I don't know if you know, but I know. That's really good when you're trying to, like, resolve a Valkyries to extend your plays a bit further, or you're trying to trish them. They have a searchable out. It's searchable. It's not like, ooh, they have to draw it. No, it's searchable. And Strike is searchable in Draco Pals. Like, I don't understand why this deck and these card prices are going up in popularity and up in price. I don't get it. Is there anything that anyone could say in the comment section of this video to kind of just explain this? Because I don't see it. There's probably something I'm missing. But then again, like, this deck is just really popular for some reason on DEVpro. I do not get it. And this video is just kind of me ranting about the fact that, like, I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. It just when I'm genuinely confused, like, it upsets me because I should be able to find this out, and I've been looking around for ages and trying to think of anything that would make this deck playable again, and I haven't found it in months. And if it's been found, then cool, all better for the community. But if it hasn't, and this is just going up because it's just like it's just negligible, like people just trying to have fun, and like the card prices are going up because demand is slightly increasing on it because people want to play for fun, like that kind of irritates me in a very, very sinister sort of way, because you could have been putting that money towards getting better decks than this, because nothing right now is that expensive because of the gold rare reprints and the fact that the prices have dropped on a lot of stuff. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. Like I said, if you have any like inclination or idea of why these cards might be going up, or why the popularity of this deck being played on online communities might be increasing, please definitely leave an educated guess comment in the comment section down below. Like, I would love to read it, and I would love to read your opinions of, like, and just like I said, an educated guess on why this might be happening, because I'm honestly stumped off of every single thing that I can think of, and that's a lot of different things. Very, very much so. But other than that, as always, guys, thanks for watching this sort of little rant video. As usual, like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Check out the links in the description of this video if you want to check out my Facebook pages, my Twitch links, any of that sort of nonsense. They are there for you to use. Other than that, if you want to support me, just do the same old thing of clicking ads on my videos. It greatly helps, and I cannot express how much so I would appreciate it. But other than that, that is it for this video. As always, guys, take care. Let me know if you have any idea why this is going on, because I'm really confused.